Hey, good morning. It is 6:30 already. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We'll begin this day together. Right now, 74. And enjoy what we have right now because that is going to be changing very quickly. Heat index, and the heat index should hit 100 today. Now, the temperature side will be somewhere around 93 with thunderstorms possible at 4 o'clock, about a 30% chance. We have a level 1 today, and that's going to continue to increase over the weekend. As we get to even Monday has severe storms in the forecast for us. So we'll have a complete detailed forecast up and coming in a few moments. Greg will be coming in this morning. Julia has the day off. Amanda will be dropping by from state games to help Greg out, make it through the show without her. It'll be pretty tough. All that begins at 7 a.m. They just can't do without each other. I don't know if y'all have caught on to that yet. Julia will be back next Friday as we begin this. It is a Friday morning, believe it or not. It has been an extraordinary week. A lot has gone on. A lot of folks are in and out of town this time of year, vacationing, enjoying themselves. We agree with that. There's a lot of folks going to the beach. I'm seeing a lot of pictures sent in with that. We'll be right back with your forecast as we get into this and some headlines. Let's go to Collinsville now. With a good word. Good morning to all the folks at WMOX as well.
Well, school's out for the summer, and that means it's about time to get going on some road trips for summer vacations. There's nothing quite like loading everybody into a vehicle and heading out on the open road. Sometimes the drive itself is part of the fun, but one of the things that can make a drive like that miserable is to have a couple of your kids not get along. Has that ever happened to you? I mean, with 5 kids, man, I've been there. I've done that. I mean, I can't even count the number of times I've had to say, don't make me pull this car over. Dads just love when their kids get along. Of course, moms do as well. Now, Apostle Paul was the spiritual dad, if you will, of the Philippians. They were his children in the faith as he had evangelized them and organized them as a church there in the city of Philippi. And he longed for them to get along. He said in Philippians 2, 1 and 2, therefore, if there's any encouragement in Christ, if there's any consolation of love, if there's any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and compassion, fulfill my joy that you think the same way by maintaining the same love, being united in spirit, thinking on one purpose. In other words, please get along and be united in the name of Jesus. Nothing would make me happier. He longed for them to reflect the unity that flows from their shared life in Jesus. He wasn't calling for uniformity, but unity of heart and love and purpose. He says, think the same way, meaning to pursue the same priorities grounded in the gospel, to maintain the same love, the selfless love Christ has shown each of us, to be united in spirit, a harmony that only comes from walking humbly with one another. You know, in a world marked by division and self-interest, this kind of Christ-like unity shines like a light. It glorifies God. It strengthens the church. It brings deep joy to those who see it. So, beloved, if at all possible, get along with your brothers and sisters in Christ. And just like your earthly daddy, it'll make your heavenly Father happy as well. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And good morning, Miss Wilda. So glad to see you with us. Robin is with us, Miss Diane, Mark, up in Adam today. I was asking Odie as he was making coffee over there. He's having to have his first round of ambition this morning. I hope you'll find some too. I've had a couple. We've got more to go. But when was the last time that we thought of what is considered an actual serial killer in the United States? I thought of John Wayne Gacy, and what was the Jeffrey Dahmer? I think he was one of those that would fit into this. Is something happening in New England? As I said, oh, do you remember the song, Reba, Whoever's in New England? Well, that includes several states along there. As we look at this story, this is concerning. As I read this, they have found another body in Milton, Massachusetts. Now, since March of 25 of this year, since March, at least 13 bodies have been found across Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine. All of these in remote wooded areas, ponds and such, and they all have similarities. It is very concerning. I don't think they have any clues as to who's done this. That's scary. 13 bodies. Let's hope that detectives get on this and crack this case. They may or may not be connected, but it sure has all the signs of it being connected at this point. Ranging from 21 to 35 years old so far is what I've read on the rural route. Let's hope that this killer is brought to justice quickly and that they don't wait on death row for 50 years. What else is happening this morning as we get into this? Immigration officials are defending themselves, and I think they should at that, for criticism of how they're handling all of the arrest and the arresting rise in the nation. Well, I think they're doing a fine job. They arrested just this week 3 non-citizens carrying $5 million worth of meth. Broke the law, not from here, and we're going to harm American citizens. That happens every day, but that's a large amount, and they need to go. They don't need to be with us, do they? I've got a story. I believe the amount at this point is 1,600 illegal people are being arrested each day. 1,600. The gates are not open anymore. So does anyone invest in silver and gold? Silver is following gold now. It has jumped. The highest it's been in 13 years. It rose to $36.27 per ounce. Pretty big deal there for silver there. Biggest in 13 years. Maybe you got some. This is one of those heartwarming little stories of a puppy dog that went missing. Had been missing since, well, it's across the pond in Britain is where it happened. He had been missing 36 days. A ship captain coming in a ship channel sees something that looks like a seal. As they get closer, it was a puppy dog swimming for dear life. They dropped anchor and saved the pup, jumped in the water, got him on board, and they realized this dog had gone 100 miles, jumped an 8-foot fence, and was swimming for its dear life. They have no idea how it got there, but it saved and has been reunited with its owner. Bless its heart. A good ending to that. It took them a few days to figure out whose pup it was. Baltimore is where we go for our next story this morning. I hadn't heard of this until early this morning, but 2,000 gallons of oil has spilled into Baltimore Harbor. They're in a big cleanup effort to get this straightened out. That's a lot. Hope that goes quickly and smoothly there. We have another teacher that's being charged. This time she's being accused of not exactly an affair with this student, but sending lewd photos. We'll see where that goes. It usually hurts your reputation quite some bit being a teacher, and probably won't be able to teach anymore. And places like Books A Million, are books still as popular as they used to be, or do people buy them more as an e-book now, where you can read them from your iPad? Either way, books still sell, whether it's the e-side or if it's an actual hardbound book. I've never thought about buying a book like this, but Michelle Obama has a new book out all about her fashion during her days at the White House. Would you buy that? Greg, would you?
What's that?
The new book by Obama, talking about her fashion and the dresses she wore during the White House days.
I wouldn't read it if I was in prison and there wasn't nothing else to look at.
Greg says he wouldn't read it if he was in prison and he didn't have any other books.
You talking about him or him?
When your parents are famous, let's just be honest about it. It's a helpful hand for you getting ahead in life of having famous parents. One of the books, one of the Obama children, Malia. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? She is a director, trying to be a director.
Imagine
and
that.
she has dropped the last name Obama.
That'll help.
It might would. In an effort to distance herself from them so she can be on her own to accomplish her own. She'll be using her middle name, which is Ann. So it'll be Malia Ann on anything that you see on that, if you keep up with that sort of thing there. Today, there's going to be a phone call between China and the U.S. They're going to discuss trade. Let's hope that works out. We have a lot going on with that. The former sheriff of the Ozark that escaped more than a month ago, still on the run. They're calling him, what is his nickname is Devil in the Ozarks is what he's named. They have no clue and have no way to figure where he is. This guy's pretty smart. And again, he's got he's got law enforcement behind him. He knows things that the normal person doesn't do, how to elude authorities. He's probably done one or two cases. Here's something for you to really stand behind and believe in. Bill Clinton has taken the side of Biden and saying he was perfect. There was nothing wrong with his mind. Just forget about that auto pen scandal. Don't pay any attention to that. And there's probably some legacy medias that will believe that. Probably so. We have a 21-year-old sailor missing. It's a she. She's been missing for quite some days. A 21-year-old. Her name is Angie Resendez, if I pronounced that correctly. Okay. I was close. Can you say it any better?
I'll go with what you said.
I want him to spell it.
I don't know if I can get that many letters in here. I can't do it. We'll wait till 7 o'clock and let Greg speak to them. But she is missing there. We do hope that she is found and brought back safely. We don't know what has happened. Billy Joel. This is sad, y'all. The Piano Man. Play us a song. I'm the Piano Man. Brain cancer. Are you aware of that?
No. How old is he?
I don't know. 76. Billy Joel put out his first tweet in quite some time that read, "Getting old sucks, but it's better than getting cremated." Yeah, you agree with, but it's a pretty aggressive brain cancer that Billy Joel's got. The Uptown Girl singer, he really was talented. Regardless of his political beliefs, he had talent. Parents have been arrested as a 9-year-old accidentally shot their 5-year-old sister. Parents going to be charged in this for not having the weapons put up safely. That's a tough story to read there that happened. You remember the attack that happened in Boulder, Colorado? The guy that did a makeshift flamethrower and attacked people?
Yeah.
He's being charged with 118 counts, including attempted murder and assault charges. In other words, they're throwing the book at him. Can y'all imagine minding your own business and somebody jumping out and doing that to you? And again, his family was going to be deported. He's an illegal alien. And there are judges trying to block the family from being deported, although they're not U.S. citizens.
Is that the one that's like 48 years for each one serving consecutively?
They haven't. This is just coming up. He just got the 118 counts. It just happened. Wow. And before that, he had not done anything wrong. Everybody in the neighborhood said he was a normal guy.
Except for breaking into the United States.
Yeah, he did break the law getting into the U.S. of A. We have banned travel bans from 12 countries across. Most of these I don't think you would be going to. Afghanistan, not exactly the vacation spot. Burma, Chad, the Republic of Congo, and the list goes on. Haiti, Iran, places like that. Not exactly. Those are the folks that will be banned from travel bans from the U.S. of A. Good to keep up with all of that. Amazon. If we ever get that deal in Meridian, Mississippi, we might could match this. Amazon is getting ready to dump some cash into North Carolina. $10 billion for a data center. They're trying to expand their AI, which is supposed to come to Meridian, and it ranked anywhere from 10 to 25 or $20 billion that may be put into our economy over the next 4 or 5 years. We're still waiting for a signed contract. Let's not count our chickens till they're hatched. Do y'all remember the talk of the airplane that was given to the U.S. for possible use as Air Force One? It was put out that it would cost around $400 million to convert that. They're backtracking on that now, going, well, maybe not. We hadn't got an exact figure, but they're saying it's not that much. What happened to the one that was ordered before Trump got out of office the first time? I don't know where that went. They're still searching for the father who possibly, allegedly, may have killed his daughters. 3 young girls who were found deceased. They have not found the father. The search is on across America for a guy named Travis Decker, who could harm their own children, somebody that's got problems. We hope that he's caught quickly. Now, today, we're going to see this, and I noticed this late yesterday afternoon. Where will this end? There is some kind of feud going on in the U.S. of A. Is everybody up to date on this? It's between Elon and President Trump, as he hinted yesterday that Trump may be connected to, well, the Epstein files. And then Trump fired back and said that he may, SpaceX, he just may take control of that, the US of A. They're supposed to talk this morning and see if they can work out their differences. There's a feud brewing, and people are scrambling and getting out of the limelight. Whose side are they going to get on? Elon says that J.D. Vance needs to be sworn in as the next president. Well, we will see. It's a feud brewing. Let's hope that it dies down. Donald J. normally doesn't back down from anything.
No.
So I'm not sure if we will get this calmly resolved. But a phone call is supposed to happen today. Aides have put that up. We'll discuss that a little bit more coming up. It is, Bob puts it, there's 2 egos there. You don't get to be the richest man in the entire world by not stating your opinion. You don't get to be the president of the United States who's been charged with everything under the sun and bounce back by not saying anything. It is 2 folks that probably have a lot in common. And right, you're right, this could be bad. Let's hope the country does not suffer. They can work whatever it is behind closed doors, shake hands, and we'll move on. That's what we hope. We'll wait and see what becomes of that. On the way, we're going to get deep into this forecast to let you know. We're going to start with a chance of severity of weather next. We'll let you know all about that. Up and coming, Scotty Ray Report.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Welcome back. As we go to radar, and let's talk about what's going to happen over the next few days as we look at our forecast. Let's pull up Doc's Toyota radar. This is the forecast for today. This would happen after 4 p.m., the chance of severe weather. Now, again, the worst of the weather is going to be north of Columbus, Amory, Houston, Calhoun City, all the way to the state line into Nashville, all these areas here, all the way up to Louisville, Kentucky. Evansville, Indiana, Bowling Green, those areas will have a level 2 back over into Oklahoma City. But as we dig deeper into Mississippi, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham will all be a level 1. And again, this would happen after 4 p.m. today. So level 1. As we move, let's look at Saturday's chance of severe weather. As we do this, we will be in a level 2 tomorrow, and this will go all the way down to Clark County to downtown Quitman, back west across Jasper County, taking in all these locations there. And you'll see here's the line through Montrose as we look at this. And this will be right across, right here, just north of the city limits. Right there is what we're looking at. Here's the co-op, and it'll be just north there of where Highway 513 comes across. The north end of Archusa there. All a level 2 for tomorrow as we look at this. And this, too, goes all the way to the top of the Mississippi into Tennessee, and then back over to Jefferson City up to the Carolinas. That's a level 2 for tomorrow that we're going to be watching. What happens on Sunday? Let's look here. The chance gets worse out in Wichita Falls, Abilene, Texas, those areas there, a level 2. Mississippi will downgrade to a level 1 on Sunday afternoon. But it's not over. As we look at Monday, we've got more of this, and what we're getting for the storms on Monday is going to be a level 2 also for the state of Mississippi. So we've got several days of severe weather. This afternoon probably being the least of what we've got to worry about. 30% chance of rain moving in late this afternoon after 4 o'clock. A high of 93, but it's going to be hot. Wear something thin because we have a heat index of 100 today. Oof, it's going to be tough. So that's what we're expecting with the weather today when it comes to that exact forecast. So let's get into record highs and record lows.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
$1977, we had a record high of 100 today. Pretty close to what we've got. 2009, we had a low of 53. I'll explain here in a second. Again, we hadn't gotten anything from Jackson yet on the forecast, or they're still working on that map. As we go over to Alabama, we're expecting showers there at Demopolis. Montgomery should hit 92. We'll see 90 in Birmingham is what we're looking at. As we looked at our severe chances there, and we come across this into Sunday, here's what we've got right now. Kind of normal here, a little bit cooler out in the western part of Texas there, but normal in Mississippi, warmer on the coast, as we'll see a high of 92 to 93 today, that 30 to 40% chance of showers in the forecast after 4 o'clock. We'd look to Saturday with a 30% chance, and again, it will be a level 2 late in the evening. As we get into Sunday, it raises to a level 2 with 80% chance of showers, thunderstorms. Look at Monday, 70% chance, 80% chance Tuesday, 70 and 70 Wednesday and Thursday. So it's going to be a wet week, and if you didn't get your grass cut by Saturday morning, you may have to wait a little while. As we look at the weather all the way through the 20th, rain chances every day. Is this April? Did I miss the memo? April showers brings hot weather in August. As we look at our fishing forecast for today, what's happening? Wind's going to be calm, becoming west around 5 there, as we'll get later in the day. As we look at major times to fish today, it begins somewhere around 8:30 this morning. Good fishing. And as we go all the way into 10 o'clock, and a minor time this afternoon around 3:30. Sunrise happened at 5:47. Sunset will roll in at 7:59 is what we're expecting there. Now, as we move forward here, what's happening with the national hurricane? Absolutely nothing expected for the next 7 days. That's good. So we're good for a little while. Let's go back and take a look at radar as we pull this up for everybody. I wasn't prepared, was I? Let's get back over here to radar and pull this up without the severe weather on it. And here's what we've got this morning as we pull this up to show you. State of Mississippi looks good. Some fog south of Montgomery, and we have fog around Gaston going up to the Chattanooga area and a little bit in Louisiana. This is what we're watching over here. Look at these tornado warnings we've got this morning that is moving in toward Fort Smith, Arkansas. Some serious weather there. And again, we've got 3 separate tornado warnings headed toward Quentin if you're going to be in these areas here. Rough weather there. Oklahoma has got it this morning. And again, all of that making its way, as you'll see here, toward the great state of Mississippi as it'll move through Arkansas and towards us. So something to watch. That's what we've got coming our way over the next 2 to 3 days. Any advice for the morning, Greg, as before we get this underway?
Try to stay cool because it's going to be hot and the humidity is going to be very high.
Where should we keep our cash?
Preferably in your pocket. Don't nobody want your bra money.
That's what I got tickled at a minute ago as we were talking. Oh boy! And who hasn't seen that? Somebody got to take that money.
The old fella say it's all green, but
yeah. Watch where you put it. Friday advice from Greg. It just can't be beat. We're kicking the morning show off in just a few moments. Already 6:55. Again, we want to say a big thank you to WMOX Radio for joining us this morning. We're going to tell you all about it. Amanda is in. She's going to tell us about the state games this morning. We're going to get a lot more out of her. She just doesn't know it just yet. It's all up and coming this morning here at the Scotty Ray Report. We got coffee, a brew, and I hope you'll get yours and join us. Maybe you got eggs or whatever the case is. Sit down and have a breakfast with us. Love to have you. We'll be right back beginning live at 7 a.m.